The message embodied in cultures. Now, a second question. As I said recently to the members of the Biblical Commission, the term acculturation or inculturation may be a neologism, but expresses very well one factor of the great mystery of the Incarnation. We can say of catechesis as well as of evangelization in general that it is called to bring the power of the gospel into the very heart of culture and cultures. For this purpose, catechesis will seek to know these cultures and their essential components. It will learn their most significant expressions. It will respect their particular values and riches. In this manner, it will be able to offer these cultures the knowledge of the hidden mystery and help them to bring forth from their own living tradition original expressions of Christian life, celebration, and thought. Two things must, however, be kept in mind. On the one hand, the gospel message cannot be purely and simply isolated from the culture in which it was first inserted, the biblical world, or more concretely, the cultural milieu in which Jesus of Nazareth lived, nor without serious loss from the cultures in which it has already been expressed down the centuries. It does not spring spontaneously from any cultural soil. It has always been transmitted by means of an apostolic dialogue, which inevitably becomes part of a certain dialogue of cultures. On the other hand, the power of the gospel everywhere transforms and regenerates. When that power enters into a culture, it is no surprise that it rectifies many of its elements. There would be no catechesis if it were the gospel that had to change when it came into contact with the cultures. To forget this would simply amount to what St. Paul very forcefully calls emptying the cross of Christ of its power. It is a different matter to take with wise discernment certain elements, religious or otherwise, that form part of the cultural heritage of a human group and use them to help its members to understand better the whole of the Christian mystery. Genuine catechists know that catechesis takes flesh in the various cultures in milieu. One has only to think of the peoples with their great differences of modern youth, of the great variety of circumstances in which people find themselves today. But they refuse to accept an impoverishment of catechesis through a renunciation or obscuring of its message by adaptations, even in language, that would endanger the precious deposit of the faith, or by concessions in matters of faith or morals. They are convinced that true catechesis eventually enriches these cultures by helping them to go beyond the defective or even inhuman features in them, and by communicating to their legitimate values the fullness of Christ.